I'll tell of the Battle of Hastings, as happened in days long gone by, when Duke William became King of England, and Harold got shot in the eye. 'Twere like this. One day in October, the Duke, who was always a toff, had no battles on for the minute, and had given his lads the day off. They'd all taken boats to go fishing, when a chap in Conqueror's ear whispers, "Let's go put wind up the Saxons." Says Bill, "By gum, that's an idea." So turning around to his soldiers, he raises his big Norman voice. He says, "Hands up, who's coming to England?" It was swank, because they hadn't no choice. They all set off around tea time. The sea, it was calm and quite still, and by 10:15 the next morning they'd arrived at a place called Bexhill. King Harold rolled up as they landed, his face full of venom and hate. He says, "If you've come for regatta, you've got here 6 weeks too late." Duke William stood up, cool but haughty. He says, "I'll have none of your cheek. That's better get thrown reupholstered. I'll be wanting to use it next week." When Harold heard this here defiance, with rage he turned purple and blue, and he shouted some rude words in Saxon, to which Bill answered, "And you?" 'Twere a lovely day for a battle. The Normans set off with a will, and when both sides were fully assembled, they tossed for the top of the hill. Now King Harold, he won the advantage. On the hilltop he took his stand, with his cads and his knaves all around him, on his horse with his hawk in his hand. The Normans had nought in their favour. Their chances of victory seemed small, what with the slope of the field against them and the wind in their faces and all. The kick-off was sharp at 2:30, and when the whistle had went, they started banging each other till the swineherds could hear them in Kent. Now Harold had best line of forwards, skilled in both buckler and sword, while Duke William had best combinations, and by half-time neither had scored. Then the Duke called his cohorts about him. He said, "Let's pretend that we're beat. When we get them down on the level, we can cut off their means of retreat." So they ran, and the Saxons ran after, just like Duke William had planned, leaving Harold alone on the hilltop, on his horse with his hawk in his hand. When the conqueror saw what had happened, his bow and his arrow he drew. He went right up to Harold and shot him. He were offside, but what could they do? Then the Normans turned on the Saxon and fought them with parry and thrust, till battle were all over bar shouting, and you couldn't see Saxons for dust. And when the battle was over, on the hilltop, all stately and grand, sat Harold with an eye full of arrow, on his horse with his hawk in his hand.